Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and today I am showing you how to first of all to upgrade an SD card or a micro SD card in any of the 3DS, 2DS, new 3DS, new 2DS models, and I'm pretty sure this will work in a DSi too. And I started off sort of thinking about this video because I wanted to downgrade a card. I've got a 3DS with a card in it. I wanted to use that card for something else. I don't actually use my 3DS now that I've got my new 2DS XL. So I wanted to put back the card that came with it. My 3DS and my new 2DS XL are running custom firmware. This shouldn't cause an issue as long as everything is done correctly. So I'm going to show you how to upgrade and to downgrade. So how to put in a bigger card in your 3DS, or how to move to a smaller card if that's what you want to do. First of all, obviously turn off your console and take out the SD card if you've got a 3DS, or if you've got one of the newer ones, they use micro SD cards. Then you need to connect it to your computer. Now, if you're using an SD card and your laptop's got an SD reader, you could just pop the card straight in, or you might need to put that micro SD card in a full-size reader and then put it in, or however, if not, you have to buy sort of a USB card reader and connect it that way. Create a folder on your desktop. You can call it anything you like. You just need to know where it is, and find the card on your system. Now I'm using Linux. You can do this on Windows or Mac. As long as you know how to use a computer, you'll know how to do this. So open up the card that you've just inserted and copy the entire contents of that card to your folder that you've just created. Depending on the contents of the card will depend on how long it takes. Obviously, if you're going from a smaller card to a bigger card, you're not going to have much on the card anyway. Once that's done, once that's finished copying, eject the card and find the new card. So for this we're doing an upgrade at the minute. So find the bigger card, insert that into your laptop or your computer, and then you need to format it. Now the 3DS and the 2DS etc. needs cards formatted to FAT32. If your card is 32 gig or more, you'll need to format it specifically. So if you're running Windows, you need to use a program called GUI format. If you're on Linux, like myself, you don't need to worry about that. It automatically handles, I think it's cluster size. And if you're on Mac, you'll have to figure that out because it's been a long while since I used one. Anyway, so you need to format that to FAT32. Anything under 32 gig, you don't need to worry about. You can use any kind of regular formatter. Once that's been formatted, close the format tool and find the folder that you copied everything to and drag it all back into the root of the new larger SD card. And once that's finished copying, just eject the card and pop it back in your console, and that should be it. That should be job done. Turn on your console and hopefully this has worked and everything is as it was before, and you've now got even more space to install games, and if you've got custom firmware, to install homebrew etc. So now I'm going to talk about downgrading, and that's the reason I thought about this video in the first place. It's pretty much the same method, but if you're downgrading, you're going from a big card to a small card. So before you take out the SD card from your console, just turn it on and see what free space is left on it. If you've got a 32 gig card in there but you're only using 2 gig, you've got nothing to worry about. But if you've got anything over sort of 3 gig sitting on your card and you're intending on using a 4 gig SD card, then you need to just have a clean up, delete some apps, delete some games, and that's it. So once you've had a clean up, you then follow the same method as upgraded. So you take out the SD card, pop it in a laptop, copy the contents to a desktop folder, eject it, insert the smaller card, format it to FAT32. Obviously if it's smaller than 32 gig, you don't have to worry too much about that because as long as it's FAT32, that'll be fine. And once it's done, copy the contents from the folder back to the smaller card, eject the card, pop it in your console, and that should be it. And there you go. If this works for you, let me know, and if it doesn't, let me know, and let me know what the problem is. Like, subscribe, enjoy.